Top 10 Dirtiest Countries. Women forced to relieve themselves outdoors. India is second. The worst is 100 times grosser than a latrine. Number 10. Nepal, Himalayan ringed and beautiful. It draws tourists with unique culture and grand scenery. Yet walking Kathmandu's streets, you first see not grand temples or colorful bazaars, but filthy roads and trash everywhere. Kathmandu is Nepal's capital and largest city, and among its most polluted. WHO data show Kathmandu's AQI stays above 150 year-round, meaning air holds harmful suspended particles. In 2017, Kathmandu was among the worst cities for air quality. The concentration of PM 2.5 surpassed 200 micrograms per cubic meter, more than WHO safety guideline. In short, Kathmandu's air is almost 8 times over safety limits. Yet air pollution is only part. Kathmandu and the Bagmati River are hardest hit nationwide. Bagmati is a sacred river with holy sites like Pashupatinath Temple. Yet today its waters are choked with plastic, wrappers, and trash everywhere. In 2018, an eco-group hauled over 300 tons of river trash, including plastic e-waste. Shocking as it is, with no sewage treatment, most household wastewater flows into the river, reeking and damaging the environment, turning what should be a sacred stream into a stinking sewer. Leaving Kathmandu for tourist hotspot Pokhara, you might expect cleaner surroundings, since it's famed for fresh air and stunning fuel lake. But reality's cruel. Urban growth and farming dump fertilizers, pesticides, and sewage into the lake, triggering eutrophication and water quality drop. In 2019, monitoring reported Phua Lake's water held heavy algae and organic pollution, turning from crystal clear to filthy, murky now. Fishermen and residents say lake fish have plummeted. Some species are nearly extinct. 9th. Iraq. Though Mesopotamia rose here, modern Iraq once sank into horrific mud. In Iraq, trash disposal barely works. Baghdad, the nation's heart, should thrive. Yet today, it's become a garbage city instead. Baghdad produces 5,000 tons of trash daily. Lacking disposal facilities and oversight, most is dumped on streets, into rivers or lakes, or burned. Garbage littering streets spoils the city and fuels disease spread. Cholera and malaria often flare up here in crowded areas. Iraq's Tigris and Euphrates, once Mesopotamia's cradle, now carry effluent, raw sewage, and garbage. Estimated, most Iraqi sewage flows into rivers, degrading water quality. Tigris River water is loaded with heavy metals, chemicals, and pathogens, making safe drinking water a top Iraqi challenge. Many depend on polluted river water daily, often fueling outbreaks of serious waterborne disease. WHO reports Iraq's PM2 by far exceeds safe limits. Long exposure increases respiratory and cardiovascular disease risk, especially in oil hubs like Basra. The air reeks of petroleum, and people suffer in it day after day. Worse, after the war, vast land was tainted by abandoned gear and unexploded ammo, seriously threatening environment and residents' health. Wartime petrochemicals, like burning oil wells and military vehicle exhaust, further worsen air and soil pollution. With this crisis, Iraq's government is powerless. Years of war wrecked infrastructure and the economy. Corruption diverts green funds, freezing environmental projects and leaving pollution unchecked. Poor education and awareness breed indifference. Littering and dumping wastewater persist widely, still feeding a vicious cycle. Number 8. Pakistan. We say finishing things is as easy as breathing, but in Pakistan, breathing itself might kill you there. A 2020 survey says Pakistan produces 48,000 tons of waste daily. About 40% goes untreated, dumped on streets, rivers, vacant land. Trash pollutes and breeds disease. Karachi, a city of 20+ million, is known for its garbage. Here, garbage hills even serve as landmarks. Locals aren't surprised anymore. Karachi's trouble isn't only piled garbage, but the notorious Liari River. Once its lifeline, now a stinking black stream through the city today. Daily thousands of unfiltered industrial and domestic sewage dump directly into the river, turning it black, oily, reeking. Locals joke, by the river, you're so sick you can't eat for days there. Pakistan's filth isn't just in cities. Rural areas also face pollution too. Rural Punjab lacks waste management. Residents burn or dump trash on vacant lots. Over time, trash became mountains. Toxins, especially plastics, leach into soil and groundwater, harming residents' health. Worse, Pakistan's air pollution is extremely severe. WHO data show Pakistan's air pollution is among the highest globally, ranking near the top. Winter 2019. Lahore, Pakistan's second largest city, hit a QI over 500, the danger limit, so breathing was like inhaling toxic gas. Each winter, residents face smoggy skies, wear masks outside, and some are hospitalized for breathing problems. 7th, Sudan. WHO says its groundwater is only 0.04% of Africa, yet serves 3% of people there. Yet precious groundwater is severely polluted. It starts with Sudan's extreme climate. The north is drought-stricken nearly all year, under 100 millimeters rain yearly. The south often floods in rainy season, and 83% of land is desertified. WHO data show over 60% of Sudanese can't access safe drinking water, especially in remote rural areas, relying on polluted sources. These water sources contain bacteria, parasites, and chemicals, causing diarrhea and cholera. An estimated 12,000 children die of diarrhea yearly, though improved water supplies and sanitation could have prevented these deaths. Fuel shortages force Sudanese families to cook with charcoal and wood, causing indoor pollution and faster deforestation. Khartoum and other cities choke with smoke. Winter visibility can drop under a few hundred meters. This air quality severely harms breathing and drives heart and lung disease rates sharply higher. Sudan's health system is dire, especially rural. Hospitals and clinics are scarce. Many medical facilities lack basic supplies and staff. In many places, people walk dozens of kilometers for care, which can be fatal in emergencies. Also, Sudan's health education is weak. Many lack hygiene basics, unsure how to prevent disease or handle waste. That worsens Sudan's health crisis, making outbreaks harder to contain. A root cause is the nation's economic hardship amid deep financial strain. Sudan once led Africa's economies, but decades war, sanctions, and misrule drove decline. The government lacks funds for infrastructure and services. So many health programs are shelved for lack of money. Also, Sudan's unrest and corruption keep aid from reaching those who need it, worsening health conditions. 6th, Democratic Republic of Congo. The Congo Basin is the world's second largest tropical rainforest, yet its once lush trees now lie as wasteland. Only one small curse haunting Congo's troubled land even today. Kinshasa in Congo is among Africa's largest cities, over 15 million people. Yet trash control is awful. Garbage piles on streets, reeking. The city produces 9,000 tons of trash daily, but only 10% is properly handled. Other trash is left on streets or dumped in nearby rivers, breeding mosquitoes and flies. If city garbage worries you, mining zone pollution is even more shocking and notorious to hear. Congo is famed for mineral wealth, with top cobalt and copper reserves. Yet mineral mining causes severe environmental harm. Lualaba province's mines prove it clearly. Local rivers are badly polluted by ore refining chemicals. Lead, arsenic, and other toxins in drinking water exceed WHO limits by dozens of times now. Residents rely on these rivers. Their drinking and irrigation water comes straight from polluted streams, harming health for years, causing skin disease, malaria, and other illnesses. Mining pollution isn't just in water. Soil is badly tainted too. Rampant illegal mining leaves mining zone soils loaded with toxic metals now. These pollutants deplete soil fertility, making farming harder, and enter our bodies through the food chain. Studies find villages near mines have children's lead averaging over 4 times safe limits, badly harming growth and health. Weak laws turn the country into rich nation's e-waste dumping ground. This e-waste holds toxins like lead, mercury, and cadmium. Dismantling and recycling inevitably release them, polluting soil and water. Some villages near Kinshasa are e-waste dumps. Residents there often strip old electronics unprotected to recover valuable metals. Residents face long-term toxins. Their health is at risk. Ranked 5th, Haiti. Haiti lies on western Hispaniola, Caribbean's second-largest island, with stunning landscapes and deep history. Yet many beaches are now dumps. Once clear waters that drew tourists can't recover. Believe it or not, Port-au-Prince's trash system barely exists, and areas lack toilets. About 2,000 tons per day of trash. Public urination/defecation common. Only 35% handled. The rest piles in city corners, forming disgusting mountains of trash. Haiti's rivers, lakes, and coasts choke on plastic waste. Garbage clogs drains. After downpours, Port-au-Prince streets become sewage swamps, a reeking mix of trash and wastewater. In some neighborhoods, residents must wear boots and slog through sewage at their doorsteps, an image most people can't imagine. If you think the city's sewage is bad, it's worse. Haiti's drinking water is just as unsafe. Without sewage treatment, many city residents' water is severely polluted, even mixed with trash and industrial wastewater. Surveys show half of Haitians lack safe drinking water, causing cholera and other waterborne disease outbreaks. In 2010, cholera swept Haiti, infecting 800,000 plus and killing 10,000 plus. One of health's worst tragedies. Also, WHO says about 8,000 Haitians die yearly from air pollution illnesses, an alarming figure. This harsh setting didn't form overnight. It stems from socioeconomic problems. Haiti is the hemisphere's poorest nation. 60% live below poverty. The government lacks resources to manage waste and protect the environment. Frequent quakes and hurricanes worsen Haiti's environmental woes. 2010 quake wrecked Port-au-Prince infrastructure, worsening already dire sanitation there. Number 4 is Afghanistan. Afghanistan, landlocked in Central Asia and once a Silk Road hub, is now in ruins. Report data show Kabul, Afghanistan's capital, has ranked among the world's worst, especially in winter, when burning wood, coal, even trash for heat fills the city with toxic smoke. Winter PM2.5 can hit 300 micrograms per cubic meter. It chokes breathing and sharply boosts heart-lung disease rates too. Stats show air pollution causes over 20,000 premature deaths in Afghanistan yearly alone. Kabul's garbage crisis is still shocking there. War-crippled government waste management. City garbage piles up like mountains. Heaps of trash line streets, riverbanks, and beside homes. Packs of stray dogs scavenge them, and rats are common. With no landfill, locals often burn trash, but it intensifies toxic fumes in the air and makes breathing increasingly dangerous. The Kabul River, once Afghanistan's main freshwater source, is now a moving garbage dump. Without treatment, industrial and household sewage pours into the river, turning it unnaturally blackish-brown. Many riverside residents must use polluted water, causing frequent local cholera and dysentery outbreaks. Data show 40% of Afghanistan's yearly illness comes from drinking polluted water. In rural areas, filthy conditions are even more common. With little infrastructure, many villages lack formal trash collection. Residents dump it anywhere or toss it into rivers or valleys. Also, water shortages worsen rural sanitation greatly. Many communities lack water, so bathing and cleaning drop, worsening residents' health problems. Children in rural Afghanistan have parasitic and skin diseases far above the global average. Dirty living conditions are a main cause. 3rd place, Nigeria. Picture the scorching African sun and air reeking of rot, common across Nigeria. Lagos, home to 21+ million, is Nigeria's main port and biggest city. Daily, Trash here hits 10,000 tons, like a small mountain. Shockingly, only 40% of the trash is properly handled. The other 60% gets dumped on streets, rivers, or illegal landfills. For instance, Vaindalusisan landfill is among Lagos's biggest illegal dumps, over 100 hectares. Decades of trash piled skyscraper high. It breeds flies and rats and sometimes releases toxic gas, still severely threatening nearby residents' health. Beyond trash, Nigeria's water pollution is severe, too. UN figures show over 55% of Nigeria's city residents and about 80% rural residents lack safe water. In the Niger Delta, once clear rivers and lush mangroves, oil spills and industrial waste have turned it into a place where black, toxic sludge now flows. A major oil producer, Nigeria suffers about 300 oil spills yearly, roughly one environmental disaster weekly. For instance, the 2011 Bonga spill sent over 40,000 liters into Niger Delta rivers and mangroves, entirely devastating local ecosystems. Oil fouls the water and seeps into soil, leaving local farmers cropless and cutting fishermen's catch by over 90% overall. Air pollution is also worrying. WHO data shows some Nigerian cities' air stays dangerously bad for years, much of the time. In Lagos, exhaust, factories, and burning trash pack air with fine particles and toxic gases. Air pollution is estimated to cause tens of thousands of early deaths yearly in Nigeria, mostly respiratory disease. Second, India. In Delhi, a 65-meter trash mountain, as tall as a 20-story block, is dubbed a man-made garbage range, only India's iceberg tip. Hindus revere the Ganges as holy, yet sadly today it's among the world's most heavily polluted rivers too. Along the Ganges, Indian towns dump 2 billion liters untreated sewage, plus industrial waste. In northern India, many cities' sewage plants barely run, so household and industrial wastewater flows straight into rivers, causing heavy pollution. Yet the sacred Ganges, meant to purify, sees many still bathe and drink its filthy water, risking their health. Rural India's situation is also bleak. Despite the Clean India drive and millions of public toilets built, UNICEF reports about 10% of Indians, around 200 million, still lack toilets, leaving them no choice but to relieve themselves outdoors, often in open fields. In Bihar and Uttar Pradesh, open defecation is common, making local governments fight against public health crises much harder. Worse still is India's air pollution problem. The 2023 World Air Quality Report lists India's cities as world's most polluted. PM2.5 in Delhi, Jayabad, and Noida runs dozens of times above WHO limits. Delhi's winter air reeks of smog. Visibility plummets, and minutes outside can make you struggle breathing. Poor air increases respiratory and heart disease. ICMR reports air pollution causes over 1.2 million deaths in India each year from disease. Though India has poured resources into infrastructure and cleanup projects recently, conditions improved, yet fully fixing the problem remains a long road. Number 1. Bangladesh. Bangladesh, hailed as land of waters, yet its rivers are filthy sewers. Biriganga was once called the river of life, now a black river of death. What happened here? Hard to imagine. Daily, thousands of untreated waste, sewage, and trash pour into Biriganga. Data show Biriganga River dissolved oxygen is near zero now, meaning most aquatic life there can't survive. You may see plastic bags and trash floating. The river turns sickly black and stinks, like a poisonous ditch. Bathing or drinking river water seems unbelievable, yet it's daily for many poor residents. Bangladesh's capital Dhaka is its economic political hub, generating 5,000 tons of waste daily. Under half is treated properly. The remaining garbage is either dumped in unplanned landfills or burned directly. Mountains of trash stink, breed mosquitoes and flies, endangering city public health. Here, PM2.5 hits 97 microgram per cubic meter, one of the world's most polluted cities. No matter where you are in Dhaka, you can see dust and pollutants suspended in the air everywhere. Bangladesh's dirtiest spot may be Dhaka's Kamrangarkar, on the Biriganga River, still long regarded as one of the city's filthiest areas. Narrow, crowded streets with trash and sewage. Most residents are poor, living in shabby homes with awful sanitation. Children here play in garbage heaps, while adults wash clothes and dishes in the sewage. This community seems left behind by modernization, mirroring Bangladesh's pervasive squalor. In recent years, the government and environmental groups have pushed waste sorting, public toilets, and better sewage treatment. Yet Bangladesh needs more resources and society-wide cooperation to clear this shadow. Maybe someday Bangladesh will shed pollution's shadow and show its true beauty again. Okay, that's everything for today's video episode. Thanks for watching. Which of today's 10 dirtiest countries stuck with you most? Tell us in the comments below. Right here, please.